We got 12 people already, so we might as well start.
Can y'all hear us? We have inherited a mic stand.
Many thanks to Keith Duke.
Yes. So now we have a Yeti Blue cruising over the top of the monitor like a 1950s sci-fi cover.
Yeah. So Ian's phone won't be setting off everybody's.
So can everybody hear us?
Testing 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Test out.
Bounce, bounce, bounce.
Jonna.
I can hear you because I'm sitting right here.
No, can they hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
All right. Everybody says they can hear us. All right.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Okay. Now, let me see.
Lower outbound volume than normal, but it works.
Okay.
Whatever.
Crank it up a hair. I don't want to try to overdrive it.
How's that?
All right. Now we have a package for Ian.
Well, it's not ticking. Ooh. Blackcurrant cookies. I love those things.
Ooh.
What the hell is that thing? That was a mistake.
Oh, wait, there's more.
And
The original rubber chicken.
I would like to quietly point out. Oh, is that for me?
Yes.
Part of this set.
Oh my
props.
God! Holy
It's
crap!
getting a little out of control.
The mouth on the chicken is a little worrisome.
That's
Chicken
his
sex
magic
doll.
wand.
So now we have a chicken. I'm not sure what we're going to do with a chicken, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
What the
Amazon.
heck was that? I'm not sure.
It's a recipient.
Yeah.
For your toolbox when all else fails. Yeah. The magic wand, that is.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you, whoever sent
that's Richard.
blackcurrant cookies.
It's Richard.
I love blackcurrant.
Thank
cookies.
you, Richard.
Sold as a set. What the?
Sold as a what? As a set. Okay.
Apparently, these blackcurrant cookies are sold as a set. I'm hoping the set does not include a rubber sex chicken,
It
because
might.
if so, I worry about people.
Oh. The answer to the dishwasher question did not go well yesterday.
It's double seal of friggin' biscuits. Keep talking.
They came out to install my new dishwasher yesterday. Oh, that's the set.
Set of 3.
Yeah.
Very generous.
So this is in the middle of me trying to get food cooked for everybody showing up. And they the gods set. So they came out, pulled the old one out, unboxed the new one, and something had been dropped on it. So not only was the control panel on the upper part broken, the front door had a dent in it and a dent on the side. So that went back. So I now have a hole in my kitchen that is dishwasher sized with nothing in it. No cedar. The home renovation has not been going well. It's cost me about double what I expected. Yeah. Other than the damage, the dishwasher was fine. Yes, David, that is correct. I do not blame the installers. They had nothing to do with it. This was actually a product issue with the manufacturer or Lowe's or both. Other than double and expected. Well, the problem is, Bill, I don't have the money to pay double. I'm old, I'm retired, I'm living on my retirement and a few pennies I make off my books, which I do appreciate y'all buying my books. And that brings me to the next part of my rant. Bill's wife ordered a couple of my books in print, and they look like shit, folks. Pages were are falling out. The print does not look good. Yeah. So
That's the second thing coming out of Amazon, book of ours.
Yeah.
Coming out of Amazon that apparently Wayne ordered a copy of the Haunted Library anthology for his missus.
Yep, and it was screwed up.
Opened it up and the pages fell out.
Yeah, it's Vince. It is a print-on-demand issue apparently with Amazon. So I don't know what to say other than send the damn thing back and get a refund.
Yeah.
And I apologize. I mean,
When you say the printing looks like shit, what do you mean?
Bill, you want to expand on that? Since it's Bill's wife, Sherry is the one that was reading it.
Is it smeared or a bad font or?
I don't know. The Theta Bear book was interesting. The fonts were varied throughout the book.
Toner wasn't right. Ah. Oh.
Yeah. David, I've gotten a large box, and I do mean large, literally 2 feet by 2 feet by a foot deep, that had one item in it and a piece of paper in it, and that was the padding.
The last thing that Rita and I got from Amazon showed up at the house was in a bloody huge box and no padding. It's just banging around merrily in the box.
Yep. So anyway, my day, week, month, year is not going anywhere near as well as I would like for it to.
Is this motion sensitive or?
I don't
I
know.
don't see a button. I don't see a button.
There's a button.
There's a button right there.
Oh, there is. I'm blind. I'm going blind. I'm literally going blind, folks. So
Get in line.
I'm already at the head of it.
Press the button.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, you get sound with it too.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, yeah, Jet. There is an art to it,
Yeah.
and apparently Amazon is having a problem with that art.
Amazon's having a lot of problems recently.
Yeah.
They
Not
are.
the least of which is all their solar power cells
Apparently
are catching fire.
Their solar roofs were very quietly turned off sometime last year.
No, they turned them off last week.
Or last week, because apparently they was catching fire.
4 major fires.
And they were rated by some insurance company as unacceptable risk.
Yeah.
Whoops.
One of which cost over $500,000. And yeah. That's okay, Jet. That makes, well, I understand what you said, but when you,
I can figure out what you said, but I don't actually know. So
when the pages aren't put into the wells well enough, yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
Because they actually have a well that they have to set the pages in.
Or the glue is defective, or they're not curing it properly. So
apparently, a couple of Amazon warehouses went caught on fire because of their solar roofs.
Yeah.
Roofs. How do Americans say the plural of the stuff on top of the house?
Roofs.
I say roofs. So
roofs. I don't know. Pick a word. Hell, these days they'll change it in 15 minutes or.
No kidding.
Oh, it doesn't mean that.
I'm right. I'm right at the middle where I get really confused about what I'm trying to say sometimes.
Yeah.
like oregano and oregano.
Origami.
Oregano. It's oregano with an English accent.
Whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yes, Rogue, that was absolutely hilarious. The 6 coal miners pushing the electric car to their coal plant to plug it in. And yes, they can't tow them because there's too much plastic.
Well, also, did you hear about the Tesla and the wrecked Tesla they put out, and they had to keep going back?
Oh, yeah.
They keep going back and putting it out at the scrapyard.
Yeah, for 3 weeks.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Sean, they are basically coal powered, whether they want to admit it or not. And California came out again today and said the no charging and no running any external power sources between 5 and 9 p.m. will continue at least through the rest of this week, if not longer.
We need to stop the fully electric cars. We need to stop calling electric. We need to start calling battery powered because that's what they are. Electric cars gives the impression that they're making electricity. If they're not hybrid, they're not making electricity.
No.
They are taking electricity made somewhere else and storing it in their batteries.
Yeah.
So some evil coal somewhere is making the electricity, which going down the little pipes and into your car, or it's stored in your car. That's not an electric car, it's a battery powered car. We need to start making that distinction.
The other thing that's interesting is they claim, oh, well, all the energy in the car comes from sun and wind. No, it doesn't.
It comes from coal power plants.
You know
natural
that?
gas
I
plants.
know that.
And if the greenies would get off the stick, nuke plants.
Yeah.
Apparently, France has firing up all its nukes back up.
Yep. And coal plants. And somebody might have sent me a writing prompt yesterday that just screwed my head up completely.
How now, brown cow?
No.
Okay.
I'm debating whether or not to screw it.
Go right.
All right. So,
Cover your maiden aunt's ears, folks.
what if Europe falls apart
Oh, 1914?
and there is no more countries per se? The only thing is the power structure.
1826.
The power plants.
1713.
Yes. So the power plants become the centers of power, literally. So they are only providing power to people who would
It's a Courtney.
who would defend the power plant.
We're getting way too much stuff on our desk.
Yeah.
That's an interesting writing prompt. I refuse everything to do with it. You have fun with that.
Which means you'll have a story in
Shut
2
up.
days.
Shut up. Shut up.
Jet, there is a question whether Diablo Canyon can stay online or not, because they published a shutdown issue or shutdown closeout for 2025. And it takes, based on some input from a friend of mine who is in the nuclear industry, a minimum of 5 years. A minimum of 5. Stop it.
It's magic. It's magic.
Feed him with that thing. Nights and nukes. Matt. So it takes a minimum of 5 years to get approval to run a continuation on the power plant. And they haven't even started the paperwork. Yeah, hair gel might intend to ignore that, but the Atomic Energy Commission and a few other people might have a nuclear tonight. So, fuck.
No.
They're off
No.
doing, they're off in
No.
anthology land again.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, read the comments.
I am.
Oh dear.
That's why I looked at Courtney and said no.
I haven't looked at the comments yet.
Good.
Get there.
Yes. and we have a court.
I have now seen the comments. I understand the no.
Oh, how many of y'all are going to FinCon?
Yeah, if you're going to FinCon, raise your hands.
I'm going to be wearing a badge that says not responsible for anthologies if I've been drinking.
Yeah.
No, Courtney's responsible for that.
Mhm.
Not responsible.
Yeah, hey, Tiger, that would be the only way they could do it, would be emergency authorization. But it depends on who is in office in 2025, whether or not that would be acceptable.
Which office?
President. Yeah, differ. Yeah, the Muslims are already creating problems because one of the things that Muslims like is heat. And this winter could get real interesting in Europe because they're not going to have enough power to offset the lack of natural gas coming out of Russia. So I am expecting, and I will make this prediction now, that you will see multiple riots out of the Muslim quarters and no-go zones in all the major cities in Europe this winter. And it will come down to shooting.
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations. This is what you spent the last 20 years building to. Have fun.
Yep. And yeah. Know what the Progs use for lights before candles? Electricity.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I have suspicion that I'll be on more than one panel this year.
Yeah.
And I will be hitting the bar for a pre-panel cocktail so that I can actually talk. And I will not be responsible for any anthologies.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Tell yourself what you need to do.
We are going to do something next week on Thursday or Friday. We are still trying to sort that out.
What?
So I do not have an answer to your question yet.
What?
Somebody, Richard asked if we were going to be on next Thursday.
No, I don't know.
We don't know yet. Still working on that.
Party announcement at FinCon next Tuesday.
Say
Next
again?
Tuesday there will be a FinCon announcement. So
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
We're still working on some technical details.
Technical issues inbound. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Technical details. That worries me.
Me too.
It should.
Me too. I like the stereo.
Yeah, the laughter from the two ladies
Yeah,
is
The giggling is just
because neither one of them claims to be technical, and it worries the hell out of me.
We know people.
Not wearing pants, film at 11. No, Jeffrey Tubin, Lubin Tubin is not on here.
Jet, we'll probably decamp to the DoubleTree. It's actually a nicer hotel than the Marriott anyway.
Well, except for, so Friday night, I believe, no, Saturday night, the gang needs to stay at the main hotel.
Yeah,
I
apparently
can't tell you why.
we are informed under great secrecy that Saturday night just planned to stay at the Sheraton for a while.
It's going
And
to
then
be
we
fun.
can be camp.
Oh, shake the chicken.
We have a chicken now and a magic wand. I'm gonna get little baskets.
It's a rubber sex chicken. Yes, I noticed enough.
Technically, it's a dog toy, but yeah.
Oh no!
Mr. Bill, Mr. Bill.
I'm so going to hell.
It just goes wrong right away.
Rails? We don't need those stinking rails.
Lay an egg if you squeeze the belly. I'm not gonna check that one.
Is that retired child have? Well,
People keep
people keep sending them. I don't. We have to put hooks on a wall or something. Start hanging stuff on the walls.
Either that or get a bushel basket to dump all the stuff
kidding.
in.
Want a blackcurrant, Vicky?
Fistful again segment. Yeah. Yeah, the guy with the alarm hat and the megaphone doing the alarm noise. Ah, yes.
No idea.
You're not old enough. And Jonna has found a basket.
Seriously?
For the toys. I love
Seriously? The fox stays out. Fox stays
Okay,
out.
so hand me the other shit.
it.
Give me the giraffe.
And a giraffe.
Give me the giraffe.
And the bag of
Give
dicks.
me the bag of dicks.
And a cookie.
No, cookies there.
And the sign.
And the sign.
Okay, and then there's the blanket fort sign.
Blanket fort sign.
Hold
Or a
that up.
blanket.
Mm-hmm. So this becomes your pile of props right in
We
front
need
there.
props. Holy shit, it's like we're professional or something.
Cedar says, he needs a toy box. Yeah, you do.
Oh God!
Me?
Send us a toy box.
Me?
Oh, Matt, that's a good one.
We'll just move him out of the way.
Yeah, right. Somewhere else. Probably.
Because I know me, and because I'm a little nervous, I'll be squeaking that fucking chicken.
Yeah.
Send a box of fidget toys that don't work. That's evil.
Uh,
That's evil.
Jesse actually did some 3D fidget toys that were excellent.
Yes, and I sent them back with him. He kept trying to pawn them off on me. No.
No, at least one of them got left at my house that somebody,
Well, that's yours.
no, it's not mine. Somebody picked it up and walked off with it.
Oh, good. Wasn't me, because
Not that bothers me at all. One of those orange fidget things he borrowed from your baby. Yeah, Kermit, that would be. He had more fun with that than I thought.
and actually, I wasn't having fun. I didn't realize I was doing anything. It's just I'm nervous, and I'm a tactile person.
Yeah.
I'm a kinesthetic learner and a very tactile person
Mhm.
with people I know, not so much people I don't know. And so if ye old control circuit is busy chasing squirrels, my hands start doing things. And then I realized later as I watched the video that I played with a friggin' baby toy for an hour.
Yeah.
What are you giggling about?
The best thing about having kids was having all the little toys around. So I could like, oh, this is fun. What does it do? And then realize the kid is asleep, and I've been playing for this. with her
3-day
for an hour.
pistol and 3-day rifle from who, Bill? Did I miss something? Yeah. Yeah, Jesse, that was.
Glad I have used as many people as I do.
Yeah.
As I fold my fingers, so I'll quit fidgeting.
Yeah.
Ooh, Haley Strategic.
Ooh,
Haley Strategic.
that would be worth taking the time to do.
Side note, new mic picks up Courtney very well.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
The mic stand.
Yeah, mic stand. It's,
Mic stand, and
it's our Yeti Blue. And if you'll notice, it looks very much like a 1950s sci-fi cover.
It does fit.
I took a picture. I'll post it in the retention.
Any
Yeah.
lower, and I wasn't going to be here because that's just wrong.
and we did set we did set it to cardioid, which it's nice having that option.
Please stop twirling your handgun. Really, guys?
Of course, what you're not seeing is his knee under the table going down.
Yes. Bounce, 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 bounce. When I've got my law dog mask on, when I'm actually officer, when I'm Deputy Ian, a lot of this stuff you don't see. This is uncensored me. So sorry.
His OC spray, on the other hand, yeah.
OC.
Yeah, the microphone will pick up the mouse farts at 40 yards. Yep. Oh. Yeah, duty tends to be a straitjacket.
I was telling folks about masks. about Americans don't realize the number of masks that they use. And Americans have a surprisingly minimal number of masks. Um, People put on masks depending on social context. You can watch them do it. People don't even know they're doing it. And by mask, I'm not talking expressions, body language changes. You get deferential or dominant body language depending on social context. And the way that people, American men don't have as many masks. American women have up to 12. American men average about 5 different masks depending on social context. American women about 12. Overseas, holy gods.
Yeah.
Some folks overseas, Arabs, have so many masks that you can't keep track.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There are three main, to take that one step further, there are three main personality types that everybody has, male, female, otherwise. The professional, the personal, and the private.
We
Yes
have
and
professional
no.
ones?
Huh?
I haven't seen any professional ones around here.
Yes and no. The ones
You haven't seen me at work.
the ones
Yeah, right.
with men, you have
The
the
retail
mask,
small.
which is the body language and expressions, tone of voice, the whole package for dominant in a social situation. I don't like submissive has a bad context to it, not dominant in a social situation. And then social is in a neutral. This is me meeting George. Who the hell is George? I don't know.
Yeah.
Am I dominant or submissive to George? Which that sounded bad, but dominant or not dominant. And then in social, in fraternal or close family situations, you got the same dominant in close family situations. And by family, I mean kith and kin. Kin being family related to, kith being family you've chosen, Scottish word. And then you've got a neutral one for men. So you've got dominant and non-dominant for neutral social, dominant, non-dominant for kith and kin situations, and then a neutral not sure. Women, on the other hand, have considerably more.
We have to deal with other women.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's on y'all.
There's a reason I don't hang out with a lot of women.
Yeah.
And then you can watch my deputy face go on, or deputy mask. Body language changes, tone of voice changes, and mannerisms change. I very consciously removed as many American social cues from my body language as a deputy because it keeps people off. They don't even know why they're off balance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because everybody subconsciously reads in social situations the body language of everybody present. And a lot of your decisions you don't know you're making are based on the body language of other people.
Mhm.
And so you can, people will take charge of a situation or delegate a situation depending on the body language of everybody else present. If you don't understand the body language, you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I very, very consciously damped down.
Well, one of the other things is eye contact.
Oh, yes.
You want to freak people out, meet their eyes
Oh, yeah.
and watch them, and you can literally see them stop what they're doing, depending on the situation, because they realize somebody is actually looking at them.
Actually, the best, there's eye contact and there's eye contact. I'm really good at eye contact with a focal point behind the person's head.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through their eyes.
1,000-yard stare.
It's
Yeah.
it's really, it makes people nervous. And they don't know why.
Have a good one, DW. Don't work too hard.
So I can look somebody in the face, but focal point behind, 6 inches behind the back of their head. And it really makes people nervous.
Which is fun to do.
Especially if you're a cop.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kermit brings up some interesting points also. Stare at the ears and run through facial expressions instead. Yeah.
Staring at the ears can be seen as a sign of submission.
Well, it depends on where
And
you're
you don't
looking.
ever want to give off submissive body language as a cop, unless you are talking to a superior officer or the head of the agency. You don't ever want to have submissive body language as a cop.
That's why you always remember in the military, when you pop tall, you always looked over the CO's head.
You're not meeting your eyes.
Yeah.
It's submissive. Mm-hmm.
Yep, Bill, that's another one. And here again, people tend to not learn those other perspectives of cultures.
Mm.
That's where, for better or worse, if you've been in the military, you have experienced, by and large, most people have experienced multiple cultures. So by default, or stupidity, or actual study, you have learned how to deal with those people on a one-to-one basis.
80% of all communication is body language. People don't understand that. You'll tell people that 80% of the communication is body language. 15 is how you say something, and 5 is what you actually say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting panel. Discussing body language and how to write that in a way that people.
Oh, writing body language is because
a
writing
lot of
body
people
language.
miss. I mean, they think they're writing what would be like a powerful stance. And
The
they
average
completely miss
human being has no idea how much body language influences their
Yeah.
day-to-day
it. Yeah,
interactions.
don't.
Yeah.
So-
They have no clue.
And when most of our interaction is online via text, you only get 5%
Yeah.
of the communication that's going on.
And since 15% is how,
Mhm.
it's not what's said, it's how it's said.
How it's
Yeah.
said. Yeah.
It's the overall body language while speaking, which is it's a paragraph.
Yeah.
And then how it's said is a sentence in that paragraph.
Mhm.
And what's being said is a word.
Mhm.
And then if you're talking to an officer who has zero or very little body language,
Mhm.
it throws people the hell off, and I have an advantage.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, David. Growing up in New York City, you come across entirely differently than most people, because even though you've left New York per se, you still retain those threat assessment procedures and that mentality, and it comes through.
Well, and body language, if you don't know you're doing it, the body language is very immutable.
Yeah.
What you learn growing up, you have very Southern body language.
Yeah.
Very American Southeastern body language.
I've cultivated that for a reason.
Courtney has very Midwest
Yeah.
body language. My brother has very African and Middle Eastern body language. That's what he grew up with.
I'm so tired of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Matt, that's a good point. Japanese and the whole personal space issue. The Japanese have no personal space.
Arabs are the same way.
Yeah.
Arabs are the same way.
I have literally
Yeah.
been on a train in Japan going from Tokyo down to Yokosuka and literally stood for 2 hours with my hand on the grab rail, straddling my bag. I had a lady asleep on my chest and another guy with his head down on my pack because I could feel him trying to drag me down. They were sound asleep. They woke up at their stops and they got off, and 14 more people got on.
That would
Oh.
make me itchy.
me and Chris have our personal space is huge.
Yeah.
Americans have a large personal space. The only people that larger personal space requirement are inmates and colonial Africans. Colonial Africans, which that's basically mine and Chris's body language, require immense amounts of personal space.
Because you want to be out of spear range. You want to be out of stabbing range with a spear.
There's that. But Arabs, holy gods, Arabs, if they want to talk to you, they want to do it right here.
Yeah.
And it's like, get the
Hey, Mikado, good to see you and glad you're online and doing better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That brings up a good point. With people I know, if I know you, I don't want to say touchy, that sounds bad. I'm kinesthetic with people I know.
Touchy feely.
I will give hugs to people I know. People I don't know need to back the fuck up. Until I know you, don't. But once I know you, oh yeah, hugs for everyone.
It's funny with all you guys at the convention. conventions, you hate it when people walk up behind you.
Mhm.
There's
No.
a certain set of responses.
No.
It's hilarious to watch. So,
I will say when I'm comfortable, my friends become like personal comfort objects. Like I'm really uncomfortable. I'm going to stand behind you and pet your hair.
Yeah, notice that.
Yeah,
And that's all
no.
right. That's all right.
Don't do that to me.
Nope, not to you. But
I
to
was
Dorothy, I will come up and like stand right behind her and just. Yeah.
mildly horrified at myself when Kermit and family were here. I walked into the blanket fort and they were already here, and I wasn't expecting them. So I walked in and there are adults, unknown, two in my space, and one of them was moving to flank. So I stopped with this great huge table in between me and them and said, "Hi, who the hell are you?" And it was completely automatic.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop myself. It's like we have barrier. Who the hell are you?
One of the funnier was at LTUE a couple of years ago. Peter Nealon and myself and Larry went in to grab something for lunch. And oh God.
Yes.
Just for you.
Thank you.
And Bridget was there, and Larry just shook his head, said, "Screw it, I'm going to sit over here." And Bridget just looked at him because Peter and I immediately went to the side of the table where we could see the
Back to the
door,
wall.
and we were all carrying. And Larry went, "You guys got it." And it was funny because Peter and I went to opposite ends of the table because of the method of carry.
well, it was amusing too because when we met up for breakfast that morning at
Yeah.
LTUE, I deliberately sat where I could see the entire entryway and just kind of looked at you. And you were like, "You're gonna make me do that." I said, "Everybody's armed, Jim. Sit the fuck down."
Still the paranoia. Once you get shot the first time, you become a little paranoid.
That's okay.
I mean, the second time probably, enforces that.
But
No, it was only once.
that's there were two, and Differs was moving to flank.
Yeah.
I realize she doesn't realize, but she was moving to flank. So I had this great huge thing in between, and my exit was clear. I freed up. Right hand was free. It's like, who the hell are you?
Yeah.
It's like I was so mortified when I realized what I'd done, but it was automatic.
Yeah, well, depending on what part of the world you're in, you can smell them from quite a distance away, especially the ones. God,
I'm not a big
they may look pretty in their white robes, but
Bedu.
ugh.
I'm just
Yeah. And ironically, the Swedish, Norwegians, and Danish.
French are the worst.
Oh my God.
No, they're all about the same.
They just have a different level of concern.
Well, it's
Sure.
it's also the marinating in perfume, because it's body funk.
Yeah.
And 3.5 gallons of O'Day screw.
Yeah.
It's like
I will tell you though.
That's about as bad as that Axe body spray. Oh my
I'll
God.
tell you though. The men who smell the absolute best in Europe are the Italian men.
Yeah.
Because damn. Oh my goodness. So all that quality food and all that quality flesh.
And 3 women on the side, the mistresses.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not planning on keeping them. I just want to put them back on the porch when I'm done with them.
Yeah.
quote down girl.
Baku, yeah. The pickle smell, the vinegar smell. Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Kermit, don't worry about it.
What?
Ian's paranoia is paranoia, and then we'll get over it.
It's not paranoia. Paranoia is
It's paranoia.
no, it's not.
You could call it whatever you want to.
Paranoia is a feeling that's not justified.
It's not justified around
Should I
friends.
tell him the first time we met?
There was nothing. There's
No.
nothing untoward about the first time we met. It was perfectly normal.
Yeah, right. I was standing in the back of the big auditorium at the old Chattanooga Choo Choo because I was tired and I didn't know any of those people. And I was in the very back corner by the two best doors and could see the entire room. And this guy in a cowboy hat starts walking up the aisle. He's kind of looking at me kind of sideways. And I looked at him coming up and I was like, well, okay, he's armed. And he got up to him. I'm like, hey. He kind of looked at me and said, hey. And I said, best spot's right there. And I moved about 2 feet over. And he was like, thank you. That's how we met.
Yes.
Yes.
The that night no, it was the first night at the first Liberty Con. Sarah Hoyt the Hoyts were having a party, a room party. I had no idea what the hell a room party was, and showed up, and we were delivering booze on behalf of somebody else.
Yeah.
And showed up, walked in, went, holy shit, dropped it all, and went out in the hall. And for some reason, people started coming out in the hall and gathering. I kept moving further and further down the hall. And this very large gentleman, somebody said law dogs or something, and this very large gentleman starts parting the waves. People smashed into walls. He goes, I am Larry. And Bridget goes, we're huggers. Wham.
Yeah, that was
I love Bridget.
that was when Dot spilled her ammo out of her purse. Johnny goes,
Oh, no.
I'm among my friends.
No, this was after. I wasn't there for that one. That
No,
was
that was the first one where she was.
Yeah.
Everybody was in my room and I didn't know who anybody was.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh. And then the next one we were telling the stories in Tom's room.
Yeah.
And I was like, hi people. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was fun.
And then Larry showing up. That was hilarious because your eyes were about that friggin' big. It's like, who the hell?
holy shit. Rock troll, rock troll, rock troll.
Yeah, Matt, you were talking about kimchi. Kimchi's bad enough, but it's even worse when you're in the sonar shack on a South Korean, I'll get it right in a minute, South Korean destroyer, which is a former World War II gearing class. And you're trying to train South Korean sailors how to do ASW on a little bitty sensor package. And Ian and I have a ton of room. We were literally shoulder to shoulder, and there were 3 more guys over the top of me watching, and all breathing kimchi on me.
Oh,
I had to eat that crap in self-defense.
I am perfectly average size, Kermit. Also, Dawn, I hugged your mom because her body language is squealing. I want to hug him, and I had to get it out. Might as well get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Besides, she's adorable. Your mother is honestly adorable.
Yeah. Pakistan during the summer. Used curry was everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Larry is a rather large gentleman.
I like Bev Doolittle paintings.
Yeah.
Bev Doolittle does these sort of camouflage paintings where the longer you look, it's a very nice scene, but the longer you look at it, more stuff pops out.
Yeah. The horses in the aspen grove.
Yep. And there's one, and it's this aspen grove in the winter, snow everywhere, and there's a fox in the middle of it. Hey, look, fox. And then as you look, you suddenly start picking Indians cloaked between you and the fox, going from left to right.
Yeah.
So I love that painting. And I had it in my office, my old office at the sheriff's office, when I was the magistration coordinator. And so I was having to deal with judges and detectives. It's complicated, but a whole lot of paperwork had to cross my desk before certain stuff could get done. So I get this painting, which I absolutely adore. It's not the actual painting, I can't afford it, but it was Gickley or something. I had hung it up, very nice. And this detective brings in some paperwork I need to sign off on. So I'm looking over this paperwork. Next thing you know, she's behind me because that's where the painting is, with her nose up against the painting, going, "There's Indians in here." No shit, get out. Here's your paperwork, get out. And that heifer apparently started telling everybody, because I had to go chase down a judge. There's some paperwork that didn't get signed. He signed, go find a judge, can't find a judge, go back. That judge and 2 others were in my office staring at my painting, counting Indians. I said, I had to move the painting.
Yeah.
Because it was right behind my desk. And every time I'd look up, there'd be people behind me. Wasn't there.
Use soju fumes. Oh God, yes. Oh, that's worse than kimchi. Yeah. Ah, God. It brings back memories that I would just as soon not revisit. Yeah, the other good ones, speaking along the lines of Bev Doolittle, except fractal, yeah, is the soju is basically
Lighter fluid.
it can be used as lighter fluid, yes.
Soju is some Japanese or Oriental booze.
It's Korean rice whiskey.
It's booze.
It's yummy.
And you might as well drink the whole damn bottle because you take one shot, you're going to have a hangover.
Uh-huh. That's why you finish the whole bottle.
It's just like Mekong, which is the Thai version of that shit.
My little darling loves sake. When we go out to a what's the fish bait place?
Wasabi.
Yeah, but what's the fish bait called?
Sushi.
Sushi. If you got a sushi place, she always gets sake. And I've tried. And little sister brings sake when she comes to visit because Mona Lisa loves sake.
Yeah.
So little sister brings sake. And that stuff's lighter fluid. Give me a bourbon. Give me an honest bourbon or scotch. Soju and sake is just lighter fluid. It's a jumped up, fancy, foo-foo lighter fluid.
Yeah, it's like limoncello. Same thing.
Limoncello's evil.
Yeah.
Limoncello's just evil.
Kermit, your wife ain't right anyway. Likes flavored soju and no hangover. She ain't right.
Have you looked around? She ain't right. Have you looked around?
Well, yeah, that's
there's,
true.
There's stickers. I made them.
Yeah. Be sure to or the fumes will hit your nasal passages. Yeah. Rakia. Oh God.
I like the fact I call it. I say, "What's the fish bait?" And somebody ALS says sushi.
Yeah.
I love sushi.
I do too. I just can't remember what it was.
Yeah, Sarah. We had Juki, one of our guys, got sent up on the Bosnia Herzegovina thing because he was Hungarian, first generation, and he was bringing stuff back. And then they found out that he was actually helping family, and they kicked him out of the Blue Hats Brigade. But he brought some stuff back that was homemade, and oh my God, that stuff actually made limoncello seem to be mild, which it's not.
As big, as good, as awful as whatever limoncello is, it's not a pinch on Jägermeister. Jägermeister is evil. Jägermeister is.
It goes
So when
down
you
so
shoot
smooth.
Jägermeister, so you don't actually like taste it.
It's not,
It's so bad.
yeah, but when it rebounds like a catapult, you're gonna taste it the second time. You may have tasted it the first time, but when it bounces, you'll taste it the second time.
True.
Yeah, each family makes their own, and they guard those recipes. Because we asked Juke, he said, "What's in this?" And he goes, "I don't know. They just handed me the jars and
Shut
said,
up
take
and
them
drink
with
it.
you." Yeah.
Shut up and drink it.
Oh, I have to find out what the Serbians do. So my MMA instructor in Colorado is Serbian and would bring home jugs of stuff that his uncle made. Wouldn't tell me what it was, and it looked like water.
Yeah. Yep.
It was potent.
Oh, yes.
Fireball whiskey. I love the internet thing. Is it smells like Fireball. For us non-alcoholics, Becky, we call it cinnamon.
I may have actually said that at the store. There's better cinnamon whiskeys than Fireball. I will just put that out there.
There's better whiskey than Fireball. Any of them.
Oh,
Yes.
Now,
There's
if you want a cinnamon flavor, excuse me, Fireball, a cinnamon flavored booze, get cinnamon schnapps.
actually, so Outlaw Whiskey in Colorado does a cinnamon whiskey that is amazing. It actually tastes like apple pie flavoring, not without the apples, just like the stuff that you would put in an apple pie.
oh,
No,
oh, yeah.
no,
It's tasty.
nope.
Yep.
Yeah, Bill. Apple pie shine.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I just,
Uh,
I used to like liqueur. Well, who am I kidding? I still like liqueurs. A nice shot of Vonderham, which is a Nartje. It's South African,
Yeah.
something others. Nartje liqueur is just a little shot of it will smooth out before you talk to people.
yeah.
Which is odd because when I have my law dog face on, I don't have that issue.
Yeah.
It's just me. I have an issue talking to people. Rumplements. Woo. Liqueurs just, and then I discovered bourbon.
Yeah.
And I have no idea where I was going because my bloody squirrels lost their damn glow stick. I was going somewhere and then the glow stick and they all scattered to the winds.
Yeah, suburban banshee. That's not surprising. People will get locked onto a YouTube channel and they will go down the rat hole so far on some of those things, and especially the cooking channels or food channels.
Oh, I mentioned glow sticks earlier. You're good.
Yeah.
Some of the cooking channels are amazing.
So
I don't cook, but I'll watch them just to watch the chefs.
Yeah.
Like Jean Pierre.
Yeah.
Says if you don't like garlic, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
No kidding. Who the hell doesn't like garlic?
my problem is I like the booze, but I like it too well. I'm an alcoholic, so I might have
We are careful.
I might have 3 drinks a year, but I do have good booze in my house.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. But it's like, who the hell doesn't like garlic? I don't like garlic. Was your mother terrified by a clove when she was pregnant with you?
Yeah.
What the hell? How can you not like garlic?
They just don't put enough in. Like just enough to get a hint, but not enough to actually taste.
Now, okay, folks, I've said this before. I will say it again.
Here we
The
go.
starting level of garlic, if your dish says garlic, your starting level is 1 clove per expected person and a clove for the pot. This, I'm going to put in a clove. Are you the only one eating this? No. Then put garlic in it, for God's sake. 1 clove per person and a clove for the pot. That's the start. And you build from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Rogue. The other person that said that was, may he rest in peace, Justin Wilson. Justin liked to sip his wine, as he said. The funny thing is, Justin was actually an engineer with the Louisiana Department of Highways. And the whole Cajun thing was not intentional. He started that because he went to Houston and for a meeting and was supposed to be the main speaker and forgot his speech and didn't realize it until he got to the dinner and went, oh shit. So he dropped into the Cajun accent that he heard from all the guys that he worked with and started telling jokes. And that's how Justin Wilson got started.
Doug Irvin states, Ian, ever had beef tips with garlic and mushrooms? I've had beef tips with mushrooms. The garlic is obvious. Speaking of, hey, squirrels, I'm going to get a little sign I can hold up with my squirrel quote about what the inside of my head is like. so that I can, when I go to a panel, I can just hold that up and people go, "Oh, that one."
We have a picture.
You have a picture.
Yeah,
a lot
man.
of pictures.
We have a lot of pictures.
Justin does have a few up on YouTube. And actually was an excellent cook.
Oh, yeah.
And he did build, when he built his home up north of Baton Rouge, he built that cooking shed just so he could get out there and cook without tearing up the kitchen, because his wife did not like having to clean up after him.
Good point.
So she said, get out and you clean up after yourself.
Isaac Toups, Toups, Isaac Toups, Cajun out of Rain, Louisiana, has some stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
I actually have his recipe book, his cookbook. Fantastic. He's a hell of a Cajun cook. But he's also fun as hell to watch. If you can find Isaac Toups cooking, he's the man's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but a hell of a cook.
I'm trying to remember. Is he the one that the Blackstone Grill?
No.
No, that's a different guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also another Cajun that's got a YouTube channel that does a lot of cooking on a Blackstone Grill.
Rogue Usagi, don't be a weenie, put the goddamn garlic in. That's
Yeah.
Isaac Toups. That's a direct quote from Isaac Toups.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this guy cooks everything on Blackstone Grills because that's what he's advertising for.
Hey, there's my Rita. Yes, actually, I have some fantastic, well-honed kitchen messing up skills.
Yeah.
I can destroy a kitchen like nobody else.
Yep. We find that out every 5 weeks. We rotate through. Somehow or the other, I ended up hosting it, but we rotate through the cooking.
You have a big
duties.
enough house. Have you seen mine?
I mean, a
seen
goddamn
ours?
table was big enough 1 week.
And
Jim-
then we all moved here.
Jim was
You
looking,
fed us.
Jim was looking around because we were having this. He was having a party at his house because that's what Jim does. Jim party house. Hey. And the table wasn't big enough. So he went to our local furniture store and got the biggest table he could find. And 1 week, they delivered it, set it up. Jim had everybody around his table 1 weekend. The next weekend, he had to break out the supplemental tables.
Yeah. And spare chairs.
You know what happens when you feed puppies, right? They follow you home. This is what happens.
Look what happened. You fed us. We followed you home.
My honey says, ask Ian about the kitchen work triangle. Okay. The kitchen work triangle is very important. Kitchen work triangle is the 3 spots between your work area, where you prepare everything, the fridge, and the oven/range. That should be a neat little triangle. You shouldn't have to go wonky doofus from your cook area to your range or your fridge. The sink is not part of the kitchen triangle. Don't worry about it. But you need to have a very nice, compact kitchen. What?
Oh, my daughter, professional chef, would say, "Yeah, screw you about the sink stuff." So,
Yeah, that's your
Oh,
daughter.
she has people to do that.
not in the kitchen she works in.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Because, honey, in our house, we don't have a work triangle, and it drives me nuts. Work area, prep area, fridge, stove. We don't have that. Drives me nuts.
And mine is not a triangle, it's a straight
No,
line.
and his isn't a triangle either.
Mine's also a galley kitchen, because everybody wants to be in the kitchen.
Why does it surprise you?
That's what
It's
food
the
is.
Southern thing.
Right?
And I don't have a big enough kitchen because it's a friggin' galley kitchen.
And he's not kidding. It's a straight line. You've got fridge, prep area, stove. And it's a literal straight line.
Sorry. You don't like it? Buy me another house.
But nice little triangle. You've
Yeah.
got your prep area, you've got your stove/range, you've got your fridge. And a nice little triangle where
Yeah.
it's neat, it's efficient, gets things done, helps everything out.
Yeah, heck, it's an unfolded triangle. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I managed to make it work.
We do
The best,
every Saturday night.
yeah, the best kitchen though is a friend of mine, one of my high school classmates, when they built their retirement house down in Bryan, Texas, their kitchen is probably 500 square feet. It is freaking huge. And it has 2 triangle work areas. 2, not 1, but 2.
If I could knock out the wall between our kitchen and our dining room, if I could knock that out and put a island there, I could set up a really nice kitchen triangle between the sink, the island where the stuff gets done, and a range stovetop. I just need to knock out that wall. Unfortunately, I think it's load bearing.
Yeah. Yeah, suburban. The problem with commercial stuff is being able to afford it. We have, for the past 3 years, there are about 5 of us old farts that have been renovating and restoring our American Legion post. In the last week, we put in a commercial range hood, which is required. And it's a 48-inch range hood, and it was $700.
Cheap.
And
You
that
got
was
a good
cheap.
deal on that. You got a good deal on that.
We found prices of up to $4,000 for a range hood.
Mhm.
And well, Ag Tiger, we got a price break, significant price break from some folks that they support the Legion.
Yeah, the one that okay, our house was a Sears or Kmart or something kit home, and then a whole bunch of enthusiastic but maybe less than skilled fixer-upper guys had their wicked ways with it. And the wall that I'd really like to knock out also has a significant amount of our storage because it's all on the other side. It's shelves.
Yeah. Yes, Suburban. It is a true commercial range hood. So it has the pull-out steel
Grease.
grease traps. 3 of them,
Well done.
which are sharp.
Yes, they are.
And it also has the spacers, the correct spacers. And it has two 650 CFM fans.
That'll move a significant amount of air.
That something sounds like a jet engine
Bet
start
it
does.
does. I'll bet it does. That'll move a significant amount of greasy air.
Oh yeah. Sarah,
If you really want to,
that's Europe, probably at a house that's 150 years old, so it didn't have a stove inside to start with, probably.
I was startled to discover during my brief period with the volunteer fire department, I was startled to discover you get better smoke clearing if you put a fan in the window and blow air into the house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it will push instead of pulling the smoke out,
It'll
and
push it out the other
yeah,
side.
and it pushes everything out with a quickness.
Yeah.
Where the pulling takes a while, and I was always shocked.
Yep, they wash in the sink. As a matter of fact, they were very specific about the using as hot a water as possible, and do not be afraid to use more than the normal amount of dish soap, preferably high quality dish soap.
Oh, I could go really bad places with that simple statement.
And on that note, folks, we've wasted another hour of your
Holy
time
shit, we
today.
have. 29 people watching. 29 people watching and 11 likes. Really, guys?
Hit the like button.
Hit the
Subscribe.
like button and subscribe.
And thanks to the ladies
Yes.
for joining us today.
I
And-
don't have a choice.
And I'm guessing that our donated microphone / rocket ship /
Stand is working.
insert deleted here is working rather well. So I guess we'll keep using that.
Thanks, Keith. Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, so just put it away so I don't like beating myself on the handle.
Oh, yeah. Is that a
Oh.
shotgun mic? No, it's a Yeti Blue on a.
I posted a picture on
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Texas Troublemakers. So
Yeah. Anything has 10 gauge shotgun attached.
That's not the visual impression it gives.
And that mic is actually courtesy of John Van Stryve.
Yep. John Van Stryke donated the mic. Keith Duke donated the stand. And then I forget who donated the black currant cookies that are vanishing at a
Richard.
surprising rate.
They're quite tasty. Thank you.
Yeah, they're very tasty. Thank you, Richard.
So,
Oh, I get the impression they send stuff for the shop value, but it's a black currant cookie. I
Yeah.
can eat that till the world's level.
All right, folks, y'all take care of yourselves. And nothing else. We'll see you Thursday.
Be safe, guys.
Remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. See ya. Bye.